Okay, let's talk the Super Hornet Mark II. We have 3 videos that we're going to watch here. We have the cinematics and the behind the ship here on Star Citizen. Oh, yeah. All right, Stunner. Thank you for the polka, buddy.
Du hast mich. Du hast mich gefragt. Du hast mich gefragt. Du hast mich gefragt. Und ich hab nicht gesagt.
Thank you so much for that, Stunner. Where's Stunner's button, man? That's why Stunner has his own sound effect. Okay. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Wooksy. I love you, bro. Wooksy does all the editing for Clip of the Day, man. Thank you, Wooksy, man. It's cool. I say this all the time and I'll keep saying it. I just love that Star Citizen content creators cover this channel to chill out and have a good time. I think it's amazing. So we have 3 videos here. Let's check them out and see what we have to say about them.
You know I love you, right?
I know that you love this.
I've been to Rome and Venice, New York, golf and tennis, but I get lost.
Highly erotic sexual video.
Finding my way to your heart. Now that you know I love you so, hold me and kiss me and show me the way to your heart.
Old blue eyes. Couples that kill together stay together. I mean, everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. Couples that kill together stay together. They have to. They're each other's alibi. Okay, let's see what's next here. Behind the ships, Anvil Super Hornet Mark II. Let's check this out. And then we're going to hear from Law of the West, who did a video about the turret and if it is OP and if it will be nerfed or not, which will be an interesting kind of finale video to finish on. Aether says, check out the
Super Hornet Mark II is a fighter from Anvil Aerospace.
Right.
It's not replacing the old Mark I. The old Mark I is still going to exist and it's going to be in the verse. So players who own the Mark I are going to keep their Mark I. This is an upgrade if you want to go that direction.
So the Super Hornet Mark II is the Super Hornet Mark I beefed up to take on all the stylings of the new Mark II Hornet. So the F7A MK2, this is the F7CM MK2, so it's in that family. It's a new generation of Hornets.
It has an extended nose in order to accommodate the second pilot, the co-pilot.
It's got 2 seats, so you've got a co-pilot sitting behind you. So the ship itself is a little bit longer. The wings are a little bit sleeker. And the tail wings are also a little bit longer as well.
And it's one of the easiest targets to hit.
And in addition to that, we've got bigger weapons on the ball turret on top.
It's got a remote turret and a lot of guns and packs a lot of firepower. You should consider flying a Super Hornet Mark II if you want a fighter that you can fly solo, but you want to be able to bring another player, another friend along with you. You want them to be able to contribute to the battle as well.
Target destroyed.
The Heartseeker Mark I was a variant. It is no longer a variant for the Super Hornet Mark II. It is now a paint, and the package comes with.
It literally is. Coop's like, I put 4 attritions on the nose and top turret and 2 attrition 4s on the wings, and it's like a tunnel of lasers. Yeah, dude. It's just like your entire cockpit lights up, dude. It's like looks like a bunch of angry hornets coming out, man.
A mount. So the mount is going to be an all-in-one package that comes with a bespoke gun and the turret mount as well. So the bespoke gun is going to be a ballistic Gatling type weapon. but it has 2 barrels.
I don't personally think that it'll be OP and get nerfed right away. I don't think so, but I haven't tested it out yet.
I actually like the new breakup for the paints on it. That just kind of like on the nose, it has this nice breakup for the colors. They use the same paints. You can.
Yeah, I'm so with you about that. Coop says I like that double Gatling turret, but I like not running out of ammo more. I hear you, bro. That's my biggest gripe, dude. I go nuts. I go nuts on
Apply
the
one paint across any
like
of the
when
Mark
I finish
IIs,
ship, I'm
but I
always
think
that
they
way,
look
dude.
better on the Super Hornet.
I actually do like that we have a different pattern set up on the exterior, and specifically I really do like the new
Betty says he's staying
HeartSeeker.
with the
I think
buck.
the breakup that was done for that looks really cool. I like that we added a bit of sort of metallic paint flake to the pink, so it's not just a flat color like the original one does. And the weapon is just really cool, man. Once you start seeing the double barrels spinning up, you feel very powerful using that thing.
Okay, all right. Now let's actually check out a pilot who's flown it and has tested the turrets out. Here's a video from Law of the West talking about combat tips for using the HeartSeeker turret. Let's check this out and see what he thinks about it.
Hi everyone. I've been playing around with the turret that comes with the Mark II HeartSeeker kit, and I have a few observations I wanted to share with you. Now, I've heard a lot of opinions from people that were obviously made before they even had the chance to actually use it in game, and unfortunately I ended up being one of those people. And I noticed that most of those opinions fell into one of two groups. There were individuals who felt that this turret was just OP for the sake of being a new weapon, and that it would get nerfed really soon. And that was the category that I fell into.
Or that it's too slow. It's always what it is. It's either that it's introduced, it's going to be OP and it's going to get nerfed, or that the weapon's too slow to have any effect. I guarantee you those are the two.
And then there were the people who were saying that it really didn't matter how powerful its turret's weapons were, because the projectiles that they shot had such a slow velocity.
I'm in a fountain.
You're not gonna hate me.
I'm telling you, I've been in this game a long time, man. I know what to expect. I just know what to expect. I just
They
know
wouldn't
it.
even be able to hit a Cutlass Black, even if it shut down its engines first and pulled its pants down for you. So I decided to try this out for myself. And no, not the pants part. I took the Super Hornet into Arena Commander and armed it with its default loadout and the HeartSeeker turret, and decided to run through a few rounds of Pirate Swarm. And then after that, I played as much of the Endless Vandal Coronary Simulator as I could handle. And I ended up getting spanked like over and over again. So after I was finished with my ear-piercingly loud bout of Tourette's, I decided that I hadn't nearly had my limit of masochistic gameplay yet. So I moved on and did some bounty hunting missions, and then even tried my hand at doing some PvP, which, spoiler alert, didn't go so well. And it was at that moment, while soothing my fragile ego with a generous supply of comfort food and anti-burn cream, that it hit.
Is Law of the West a PvPer? I didn't know if is he a PvPer? I've watched a couple Law of the West videos, but I don't know if he's an avid PvPer or just kind of casual PvPer.
Me. I had been using these weapons the wrong way the entire time. Everybody's opinion about it had completely missed the mark. It's not OP or bad at hitting targets. Rather, it is, but not in the derogatory way that they branded it as being. So I fired up Spotify and started playing Eye of the Tiger on a loop in the background and decided to have my 80s montage comeback moment. I found that if you learn how to use this turret, it can end up being a beast of a weapon, but it has rules and you need to learn how to respect them. And at some point back in the day, the devs described their model for space combat as being the equivalent to knife fighting with ships, and this weapon takes that concept to a new level. And the first thing that I had to do was to not start firing until after I was just meters away from the enemy. Practically to the point where I could not only see the whites of the pilot's eyes, but so I could also watch him mouth obscenities at me while I was tearing his ship into pieces. And the second biggest mistake I was making was because of my loadout and how my pips were set up, I had 3 markers, and before I was not waiting for all 3 of them to turn green before I opened fire. So I was wasting a lot of ammunition and missing with most of my shots.
He's not going to where the puck is. He's going to where the puck has been. You know, you ever hear that expression? Go where the puck's going to be. He's not. So I can tell just by the play here that he's not a PvPer, man. He's shooting at it with the pip. He's not shooting ahead of it. You know, like, it's okay, man. That's how you learn. That's how you learn. I mean, I dig anybody that tries it out. I dig anybody that tries it out and learns from their mistakes, man.
Yeah, ideally, I should have gone back and fixed my loadout so that all my gunfire had the same trajectory and speed, but I didn't have time for that. Eye of the Tiger was burning in my ears, so I just bit my lip, and while I was lining up my shot, I waited for that moment where all 3 of my pips turned green before I unleashed hell on my target. And after I did, they would disintegrate within seconds. The Heartseeker's turret is OP, but only if you respect its limitations. So in classic Star Citizen fashion, if you don't know how to use this weapon, then you're going to end up wasting a lot of ammunition and a lot of time, while your opponent isn't going to hesitate for a second to capitalize on all your mistakes. Yeah, unfortunately, a ballistics loadout is always going to be problematic for PvE gameplay. At least it will be until they start implementing things like ammo boxes or whatever else it is that they plan on using to fill that role. And if you don't know what that is, they've talked about this for a while now, and an ammo box would essentially be a magazine but for a ship-sized ballistic weapon. At least that's the basic idea. And ballistics are a lot more of a viable option for PvP, but I personally don't like having to go resupply after every fight, and the looming threat of running out of ammunition during a particularly drawn-out battle is something that I do not want to have to contend with.
I mean, ballistic weapons became much more viable after master modes, and then when the play is now slowed down to the point where you can actually get up in people's faces and have a fist fight, ballistic weapons actually hold a lot more punch, like Kube is saying, when you're up in their face and you're going off on them with a ballistic weapon, as versus shooting like 4,000 kilometers. You know, you do not want to use this as a ranged weapon, period. I mean, most of you should know that, but if you're somebody who's trying to learn the ropes here, you definitely want to pop off a few bursts if you're up close in their grill, and it will do some serious damage.
And I feel that ballistics is a mechanic that still needs a lot of work before it ends up becoming...
And he's right. Ballistics still needs a lot of work.
I mean, what they want it to be. However, the Heartseeker's turret is a fun weapon that gives me that same giddy feeling that the Mantis did the first time I used it back in the day. But for now, it's going to keep being a novelty that helps you tear through things like Arena Commander, where the ammo supplies are plentiful and the consequences to your actions are non-existent. Now, that's going to be my rant on the Heartseeker's turret.
What's up, Retro?
I've been your host, Law of the West. Thanks for watching, and take care.
So he's saying, he's not too experienced at using it, so, we can't really base it upon his judgment. Get somebody in here that actually has been PvPing for a long time and tell us what this turret is. It's most likely OP, like most ballistic weapons, chain guns, up in your face. Up in your face. Most of them are anyway. That's how they're built, But anyhow, I like the looks of the ship. I've never been a big Hornet. I've never been a big Hornet fan. Just not.